All right, y'all. Ain't no half stepping with Marcus J is back in the building. We alive. We got a lot to get into. We talking about Scandal tonight. Best Man Holiday. We got a special segment on the relationship segment. We talking about soulmates. Ain't no half stepping with Marcus J is right now.
Yeah. It's about that time. It's about that time to get. Yeah.
Button your lip, open your ears, strap on your thinking cap. Socially conscious talk that's entertaining with a dash of humor and the top sports stories of the week. It's time for Ain't No Half Steppin' with Marcus J.
Sellers has Jordan. Jordan with 2 seconds to go. Puts it up and scores at the buzzer. Michael Jordan has won it for Chicago. Manning lobs it. Burris alone. Touchdown, New York.
Down goes Frazier. Down goes Frazier. Down goes Frazier. He hits one deep to right center. That ball is out of here. The Yankees win the pennant.
If they lying,
then you must be half stepping.
ain't no half stepping. Ain't no half stepping. Marcus J back live once again. Get down with us tonight at 804-402-2893 to be down with the flagship show right here, Legacy Internet Radio, y'all. As y'all can hear it in my voice, I'm in a good mood. We got a great show for y'all tonight. We got my main man Big Rube back in the building. We're gonna get to him here in just a moment. We got SY in the building. We're gonna get to her in just a moment, but we got our special guest that is here with us, and she joins us on the fourth Monday every single month. We got the dating pool diva in the building with us. What's up, girl? How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing fabulous. Good to see you. Thank you for being here as you are with us every single fourth Monday to bring us the Diva Diaries. We talking about soulmates tonight, ain't we?
Soulmates. Finding and keeping one.
Finding and keeping a soulmate. So I look forward to getting to that sometime in the 8 o'clock hour. And so we're looking forward to it. Ain't no half step with Marcus J's co-host sitting on my right hand side. We got my sister S.Y. Butler. What's up, girl?
I'm blushing.
She's blushing. What you blushing for, girl?
What's up, darling?
How you doing?
I'm good.
Good to see you.
It's good to see you. I love it when you wear those glasses.
Do you really?
Yeah.
It signifies a good mood, doesn't it?
It does.
Yeah.
But I think you're in trouble.
Uh-oh. What'd I do?
Yeah.
What'd I do? I'm always in trouble. What'd I do
Ruben's
now?
got on glasses.
Yeah.
And Ruben looks so hot in those glasses.
Yeah. I told him early in the break that,
I'm like,
I'm supposed to be the only handsome guy here. He go trying to steal a little bit of my thunder. So I guess I'll bring him in now. Big Rube. Wow. Big Rube. Yo. What's up, brother?
Not much, man. Just chilling.
It's good to have you back, man. It's been a couple of weeks since we seen you. You doing all right?
Yeah, glad to be back, man.
This dude got glasses on, man.
I know.
The listeners can't see him, but we can see him here in the studio. Look at him. Look at him.
Y'all missing it.
Hey, look at him. What they say, handsome.
He's so handsome.
Look
at you.
I just want to be able to see. That's all.
That's all it is, brother. That's what it is, man. All right. Well, I'm glad to have my crew in place, and everybody's here. Everybody's in color, and everybody is ready to rock and roll. We got a lot to get in here into tonight, so we're not going to waste no time. As I teased it earlier, we got a lot to get into. The first story that I want to get into, we're going to start with some What the Hell. Later on, we got the Diva Diaries, and Big Group's going to finish up the round table that he started the last time we had him when we were here talking about the 7 deadly sins. We got through 4 of them, and we got 3 more to get to, which he'll share with us in the latter stages of the 8 o'clock hour. We talking about Scandal tonight, and we talking about Best Man Holiday tonight. We're not going to do no teasers to the point. Well, not teasers, but we're not going to do no spoilers, I think is the word. Mm-hmm. There's angles that I want to get to that won't reveal the actual details of the movie and the TV show. So you ain't got to turn off your radio. Stay with us and call us at 804-402-2893 to be down with the flagship show of of Legacy Internet Radio, where we will talk about it. But a couple of things I want to get into, stories that make you say, what the freaking hell, man? And not just your regular what the hell, what the freaking hell. And the first one I want to get into tonight, as you guys know, one of my favorite websites out there is the Huffington Post. The Huffington Post. And this one is about a professor who says, a professor actually who is going to jail for identifying her rapist.
Say what?
Going to jail for identifying her rapist. Now, let's get into it. Let's talk about the story. Psychology president says she can go to jail for life because 18 years ago, her boyfriend killed her alleged rapist. Norma Patricia Esparza says she was forced to point out her alleged rapist, Gonzalo Ramirez, before he was killed. CBS is reporting. Now, Esparza, a professor who lives with her husband and her 4-year-old daughter in France, is scheduled to appear before a judge Thursday in Santa Clara, California. Prosecutors are expected to ask the judge to revoke her bail before she goes on trial for first-degree special circumstance murder. Prosecutors are saying in 1995, as a sophomore at Pomona College, Esparza went to a bar in Santa Ana, California, a bar with a group of people, and identified a man that had raped her in her college dorm. Hours later, the man was found dead, beaten, and hacked with a meat cleaver. Esparza says that her ex-boyfriend, Gianni Anthony Van, forced her to point out her alleged rapist and then asked her to conceal his crime for nearly 2 decades. Prosecutors say she conspired to commit the killing, even though she did not actually carry it out. So that's why I want you out on this one first. She is facing jail time because she reluctantly, if you're to follow the story here, pointed out her rapist. She pointed it out, and then her boyfriend promptly went and handled his business.
She pointed him out to her boyfriend. Her boyfriend did whatever he did. She knew that he did it. She kept it a secret. Actually, I'm like, good for her. Really?
Good for her?
Yeah. Why would you do that? I mean, what she should have done was call the police, report her rape. Not, oh, honey, he did it. And then your boyfriend goes out and kills him, and you keep it a secret. I think she went about that all wrong.
I can dig it. Ain't no hashtag with Marcus J. Joy's checking in. What's up, Joy?
Hey, Joy. What's up, girl?
Joy's checking in. Diva. Sister girl says he raped me, and then boyfriend goes and kills the rapist, and it stays quiet for nearly 20 years, and now she is facing first-degree murder, basically for conspiracy. That's not the charge, but we know that's the situation. It's conspiracy. What's your thoughts?
Unfortunately, it is conspiracy. I agree with you, SY, in some degree. I mean, she did it the wrong way. Mm-hmm. But I also empathize with her as the victim. So I'm kind of like torn. Well, what should happen to her, because she's the victim.
I understand that, which is why she should have managed that properly.
Right.
I mean, you obviously knew where he was, that you could point him out.
Right.
So you could point him out to
way.
the police and let them take care of it the right way. I don't think murder is right, because now, where's the boyfriend? Is that the husband now?
It doesn't say anything about what happened to the boyfriend.
Now they're going to be looking for him. Mm-hmm. She should have just did that the right way.
Right.
Big Rule, what's your thoughts on this story?
Sometimes you just gotta keep quiet about stuff. Real talk. I mean, if you know your boyfriend committed a crime, if you won't go and talk about it then why are you talking about it now? Mm-hmm. I mean, that's not something I would do. I probably would have said something about it back then. Yo, my girl killed this girl because she was crazy. I'm just letting you know. She did this. I love her, but you can't go around kill people. And that's it.
That's it.
But once again, she can't 20 years later decide she want to talk about it. Law don't work that way.
I could dig it. Ain't no hashtag with Marcus J. My quick comment is I agree with Ruben on this one. She should have kept her damn mouth shut. You gonna wait 20 years to say something? You shouldn't have said nothing. I mean, the guy died 18 years ago. He committed a heinous crime against you, and now you opening up your mouth. I'm sorry. I think you should have shut the hell up. Ain't no hashtag with Marcus J. Keeping it moving. Another story involving women. This one is about the woman pleading guilty to killing a man that called her ugly. You got Barbara Banks, right here in Richmond, Virginia, by the way, recently killed a drunken man she did not know after he called her ugly and hit her repeatedly. Banks, 21, initially was charged with second-degree murder of Keon J. Robinson, but she pleaded guilty in Richmond Circuit Court to voluntary manslaughter, which, of course, was the lesser charge that implies she killed him in the heat of passion. The stabbing took place February 9th outside of Coulter Street Apartments in the 1300 block of Coulter Street in the city's East End. Neither Banks nor Robinson lived in those apartments. About 1 o'clock in the afternoon, Robinson called her ugly and struck her in the head. Robinson, who had a blood alcohol concentration of more than 3 times the legal limit for drivers, insulted Banks a second time and struck her again. Wait right there, she told her assailant. Banks has told police that she went inside the apartment, grabbed a knife from the dishwasher, returned outside. When Robinson struck her again, she lunged and stabbed him in the chest, causing him to die at the scene of blood loss. The stab wound was only an inch deep, but because he was so thin at 146 pounds, the shallow wound was enough to pierce his aortic artery. Banks later told police detective that after she stabbed him, he said, "You stabbed me, I should shoot you." Banks also told the detectives that she had been looking to get even when she stabbed him. Banks' attorney pointed out in court that his client was cooperative. They also said that Robinson had a history of assault. Banks, of course, is now facing 10 years in prison when she's sentenced on February 26th. The Commonwealth will be seeking substantial jail time, is what the Commonwealth's attorney is saying. Big Rube, I want you on this one first. To sum it up, you got a sister who not only was called ugly, but she was assaulted. She responded by sticking a knife in this dude's chest. Now she's facing 10 years in prison. I say what the hell? You say what?
I say, was she called ugly before she was assaulted, or did she get assaulted then she stabbed him? Because if he assaulted her, then that's called self-defense. Now if he called her ugly and then she assaulted him and he then, I don't know how he gonna assault her back, but my assumption is he assaulted her first. But is the real assault that he hit her, or is the real assault he called her ugly? That's the question. And then furthermore, is this woman really ugly? And I mean, I'm not trying to be like that, but let's just be honest about it. You know, I ain't the prettiest dude on the planet.
Can we go?
But you know, yo, if you ugly and some dude calls you ugly, you can't get mad that you ugly. You can just get mad. It ain't worth stabbing nobody.
Get mad at mama and daddy.
I mean, yeah, it ain't worth stabbing nobody. I mean, that's just horrible. I mean, you can say that's horrible all you want, but I'm just trying to be real about it. Is it legit? Is she legitimately not attractive?
Bing her face. Bing her up.
I mean, I don't know. I need to see what she look like.
That's what I'm saying. Bing her up.
But on the big part, if he assaulted her, then she didn't stab him because he called her ugly. She stabbed him because he assaulted her. I don't know where this called ugly thing came from. But if he obviously didn't assault her because he ain't in jail, so obviously he called her ugly, and that's his form of assault to her.
Do you think that these two knew each other? Because you're ugly. Damn, you're so ugly. Let me hit you. Then he hits me. Okay, you wait right there.
No, that's called a lie.
Went in the house, got a knife. He stayed there.
That's called a lie. That's what that is. He obviously did not assault her.
Because I would have been with her for killing him if she didn't have to say, hold on one second, let me go in the house and come back out. Because I would have been with her.
Because I could be wrong, Marcus J., but she assaulted him primarily because he called her ugly.
My guess is she assaulted him because he assaulted her. Not only
now, why is he not in jail?
Well, because he's
dead.
Because he's dead.
Well,
but I mean, the story is told that she's going to jail for a guy that called her ugly because that's sensational. It's not sensational to say that she stabbed a guy that hit her. It's sensational to say that he called her ugly, so she stabbed him to death. Diva. Jump in here. What's your thoughts?
I just feel like the ugly comment, if this is true, because I think you're alluding, Ruben, that this is not a true story, that this is.
I can't believe her stabbing this dude because he
hit
called her ugly.
He hit her 3 times. I mean, yeah, he hit her 3 times.
And
I counted all the times.
And we have proof of this. Because if he assaulted her, it doesn't matter if he called her ugly or not.
She went to the car. She was wrong for that.
She ran. Did she go in the car? She went to the house to the dishwasher.
She went in the house to the dishwasher.
Yeah,
get the knife.
or to the house.
And she
should've
barely
stayed there.
stabbed
She
his
felt
skinny
threatened.
ass.
Yeah, I would be with her like self-defense.
So basically, if it was
you
Big
kill
Ruben,
now let's
them.
call it premeditated.
if it was Big
At the-
Ruben getting
now.
stabbed, he'd still be here.
Yeah,
Oh, because he
It only would have been a flesh wound.
that's right. I mean, I may be big, but
At least you don't die from a
exactly.
flesh wound.
I ain't no punk.
That's why. What you think about this?
I think it's so stupid. I would have been with her on self-defense if she did not have to leave and then come back with a weapon to assault.
Yeah, that's
him.
called premeditated.
Call me ugly, hit me. I'm gonna take care of you right
Whoa,
there.
whoa, I don't know about
I'm not
the
gonna
hit
go
stuff.
in the house, come back, and then call me ugly again. And now
But
you
he
hit
hit her
me.
again.
He hit me, and now I'm gonna stab him.
I
She
wanna
thought
know-
about it.
I wanna know why he
Premeditated.
hit
It's
her.
over.
I need to know why he hit it.
Cause he was drunk and the fool said, "Okay, do it again," and he did it again.
Well,
They both stupid. I think they knew each other.
I can't make the statement I was about to make because I'd have been real messed up.
I want to see her face. Come on,
But
can
it's
we
not
see if
even.
she's ugly?
I mean, you don't tell some dude. You don't tell anybody to hit you and not expect.
I mean, I
them to hit you.
purposely didn't show y'all this woman's face
She ugly?
because it don't matter if she's
I
ugly.
know, but I want to know if she's ugly.
It doesn't matter if
Oh,
she's
that's
ugly.
not fair. It's not that bad
that a
that,
girl?
he would
Well, actually,
hit
she
her.
is that
She's
bad,
a,
but
she's
still.
a big lady.
I mean, it don't matter if she's big. I mean,
She could have just busted his butt. He was only 120
She had to go
pounds.
get a knife, yo.
She's
had to go get a knife.
She's worse than a butterface, but yes, it's unfortunate.
She's not that bad.
Yes,
Yes,
she
she
is.
is.
Yes, she is.
Yes, she is.
Yes,
She's
she
not
is.
that
Yes, she
bad.
is.
I apologize.
First of all, he was not wrong in his assessment of her beauty. He was wrong for putting his hands on her.
Yes.
That's where he
I
was
will agree
wrong.
with that.
Is it necessary to always say your assessment of the person's beauty?
Nah, he was wrong for saying
He
it.
would still be alive
even
if
if
he hadn't
it's
said
even
any
if it's
of
true.
that.
No,
He was
he would be
drunk.
alive.
It was
he
the
would be
alcohol.
And I'm saying this and I'm clowning, but the reality is he'd probably be alive. He didn't put his hands on her.
Yeah.
If he didn't hit her, he would probably
and
still
that's
be
what I'm trying
alive
to
because
understand.
I mean, how many unattractive people have been called unattractive? How many attractive people have been called unattractive because they didn't respond to you trying to holler at them? And that ain't the fact that he called
She
her
could've
ugly. And I
bust
think
him,
it's
though.
disingenuous for the Huffington Post to lead the story by saying that woman pleads guilty to killing man who called her ugly, which is not factually inaccurate. He did call her ugly, but if you
also
read
hit
the
her.
story,
What is her
it's not
suit
why he called why she killed him. She killed him because he put her hands on him.
What is her suit saying though? Why is she? What's the?
Well, she's going ahead and pleading guilty to freaking manslaughter. I guess she got a jackass for an attorney. If you ask me, because a lesser charge, because if you put your hands on me, then
That's another
you
story.
don't get to have a hand no more.
I think she could have took him. He was already drunk.
Well,
he ain't but a
You
buck
see how
40.
big she was?
She looked big right there. That little
But it's
headshot.
clear the real situation is he called her ugly. He hit her. She went into the house, went
But
into her house,
that's
got
where
a
she
knife.
messed up.
He called her ugly. He hit her again. She allowed him to hit her again.
Yup.
Then she stabbed him. That's called premeditated.
Yep.
She's lucky she's just getting manslaughter. That's murder too.
Well,
bet
they
you it's
also
her
saying
boyfriend.
heat of passion, which is part of it.
There's no heat of passion if you go in the house and then come back outside
Well.
and he hits you again while
But
you
he
have a weapon in your
waited.
hand.
Ruben got his law degree because he once stayed at a Holiday Inn.
What?
Ain't no half stepping with Marcus J. We're gonna leave that story there and move on. The next story that I want to get into is the New York store clerk. Getting this from the 360experiment.com. New York City store clerk who is facing jail time because him and his daddy had a patron that came into the store with a lottery ticket that he hit for $1 million, but they only gave him $1,000 because they figured that he wasn't paying attention. Apparently in the state of New York, you know, if you get more than $600 out of the register, that's not cool. You're not supposed to. It's
You're supposed
against
to get 500, I
it's
think,
600
right?
in the state of New York per this article. I'm not from New York, so I'm only going off to this article. But you get more than, you're not supposed to get more than $600 out of the register. They gave him $1,000, which he thought was odd. I guess he knew his rights. He went back, he looked at the ticket again, and saw that he had won $1 million, and they tried to steal his money. So Diva, I want you on this one first. These two people are facing grand larceny and a whole bunch of other crazy charges that they're facing because they tried to jack this dude for his lottery winnings. What's your thoughts on this one? You have questions. Let me guess.
Yes, I have
You
questions.
always have questions.
Get out
Can
of
you
here.
go over the highlights again?
Never
I'm
mind.
sorry, I wasn't really paying attention.
Well, thank you.
Never
While
that.
SY is giving me her opinion, we'll have you come back. SY,
okay.
I know you was paying attention.
I'm sorry.
What's your thoughts?
Okay,
I'm
yeah,
picking on the diva here, by the way.
They should go to jail. Number one, the kid with the lotto ticket should know you can only get $500. That's all you can get out from the registers, $500. So if he got $600, it should have been a question.
Real talk,
So-
I wouldn't have known that.
Yeah, you can only get $5.
I mean, I wouldn't have known that if I don't want
This article,
2,000.
this article says the number is 6. We're dealing with $100. I don't want to play with semantics, but the point is he ended up getting 1,000,
Yeah.
which was what triggered him to say this ain't cool. And then the other part of the article, Diva, is when the patron says, "All right, if I give you $10,000, please don't call the cops." When he's supposed to get $1 million. He's supposed to get
How
$1 million.
come he didn't know he was winning? He won $1 million.
He didn't. I'm like, didn't he?
Because he
look at
didn't read the ticket until he went home and realized that he wasn't getting. He got more money than he should have out of the register.
But he
And that's
didn't
when
get
he
that.
went back and looked at his ticket and saw that he was supposed to get $1 million, not
Let him keep the
1,000.
ticket.
Well, he's suing.
Well,
so
I think
yeah.
the guys should go to jail.
So what would have
That's
been the
dope.
normal process for him to get his $1 million?
$1 million, you got to go somewhere.
You gotta
else.
go.
Albany.
You gotta go to the lottery
Headquarters.
to get your money. Yeah, you can't like anything less. And the
that on the
number.
ticket?
The number varies, and I believe it is. The number varies from state to state. SY says 500. This article says 600.
I could be wrong.
Small difference between those two. Would you agree? So whatever it is, it certainly ain't $10,000. They tried to give him for being quiet, and it
Yep.
certainly ain't $1 million. What register you think has 10 grand? I used to work.
Yeah,
I used to
right.
work in a store where I worked at register, and I never saw more
Ain't
than
no
a couple
10
$100.
grand.
600 to me would be a
Would've
lot to
been a
be
lot.
in a register.
So now he's being charged with
Grand larceny and a whole bunch of stuff.
Yeah, that's against
Good.
the law, yeah.
Yep.
It is what
They
it is.
basically stole it.
Wow.
You know
Yeah.
how Steppin with Marcus J. Michelle is saying, "What's up? What's going on,
Michelle?
Michelle?"
Michelle, that's my girl. Love Revolution,
she's-
represent.
She's checking in. You know how Steppin Marcus J. All right, we did a story last week. Brandy, as well as SY and myself, we did the show last week. 3 of us together, and we talked about the knockout game. SY, I want you in on this one first. About this, you got Marvell Weaver. Was a team that was playing the knockout game, and just to recap, the knockout game is where youth and I led the story last week in saying that it was originated in New Jersey, which in my studies it has, but it has been all over the country. There's reports of people being assaulted, and they didn't have anything to attribute it to. And now that this knockout game has made national news coverage, they're attributing assaults that have happened in the past to the early versions of this knockout game, where people are walking up. Groups of kids are walking up to strangers and looking to literally knock them out with one punch. There have been stories of the victims dying. I showed y'all last week where you had unassuming people walking down the street where someone would literally one shot knock him in the face. One guy, he got hit and was stunned. He wasn't able to put his hands up, and he fell face first to the ground. There's a couple of stories like that. You got this young kid now. He's a Michigan teenager in May. Marvell Weaver, he was 17. He was playing knockout, and he came up on the wrong person, and they shot his ass and stunned him with a stun gun. And now he's in jail facing charges. So not only does he have bullets in his ass, he got his ass in the jail cell. So that's where I want you on this one first, because we did talk about knockout last week. I'm going to give the Diva and Ruben a chance to give us their full thoughts on the knockout game, because I'm guessing they've heard about it. They didn't get an opportunity to speak last week because they weren't with us. You were. Now that we've had this new wrinkle in the story, what's your thoughts?
Well, big up to the person who bust his ass, because he got exactly what he deserved. That's how I see it. Good for him, and I bet you he won't do that again.
Diva, what you think?
My sentiment with you, SY, yes, he's a minor and he was doing a stupid game, but he's old enough to know that you don't just go around punching people and knocking them out.
Yep.
So he got what he deserved in that situation.
Good for
I
him.
agree.
Yep.
Big Rule. The knockout game is a game where groups of young people walk down the street, walking through impacts, and they assault usually people in a different physical demographic. Bunch of black kids usually hit a white guy. Bunch of white kids usually hit black kids hit white people. White kids hit black people. Boys hit girls. I mean, usually you'll find that people will cross demographics. with regards to this knockout game from what I've seen. You hadn't gotten an opportunity to speak on it. So why don't you give me your thoughts on the knockout game, and then if you can conclude with this young fella being a victim of his own assholishness. What's your thoughts?
I mean, first of all, the knockout game sounds pretty stupid. Because, first of all, unless you are targeting somebody that you know that you can beat up, what's the point? I don't care if you rocking with 6 or 7 dudes. You mess with the wrong guy, you will get your ass beat. Now, as far as this dude and this guy shooting him, it's called self-defense. You don't know these people. You assuming that these people ain't packing. These days, you shouldn't be assuming that. Because especially, if you on the street, if you in a city, you don't know who's carrying what. And it's just a lot of people these days are really about, and I can definitely say on the white part, a lot of these people are really about carrying weapons on them. Concealed weapons. It's not that hard to get a concealed weapons permit. All you gotta do is not be in jail, not be a felon, and you can get a concealed weapons permit. You can carry a 45, a Glock, or a 33, or whatever on you. Kids better stop being stupid.
Here's my thoughts on the knockout game. You are an absolute punk to walk in a group of people to assault someone who is with them by themselves. You walking down the street. I don't care if you black. I don't care if you white. I don't care if you young. I don't care if you old. If you are someone in a group where you assault a person who's by themselves, minding their own business, doing whatever it is they're doing, you assault them because you think it's funny, you are the worst kind of punk. You are the worst kind of punk, and you get whatever you get. And if it's only 2 bullets in the ass, then that's not enough if you ask me. You deserve a lot more than that. There are people that are dying because of this game, you know what I'm saying, and I just don't understand it. Now I had a conversation with one of my white brothers who had a post on Facebook, was like, where's Al Sharpton and Jesse Jackson in this? And I'll just say this about that. I thought that it was insulting to me to assume that somebody like Al Sharpton and Jesse Jackson can wave a wand and all of a sudden all the bullshit in the hood is going to stop. We had my mom on the show last week, and she told you that the new generation of civil rights leaders are not on the par as they were in the previous generation. And while I agree with that historically, I don't even think that's relevant. The reality is, if Martin Luther King himself was alive right now, Malcolm X, and they said, kids in the hood, stop being jackasses, do you really think that it would stop? Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, Al Sharpton, Jesse Jackson, they're not around to stop things in the hood. What they're around to do is be the voice for the voiceless when stuff is going around and people aren't able to get the kind of justice they deserve. That's what they're for, to make noise so that the masses can see the crap that's going on, and so that the masses can be the voice. Because the reality is, you got somebody like George Zimmerman who shot a black boy dead and didn't go to jail for 6 weeks, but he slapped his white girlfriend and went to jail and had his gun took from him the next day. That's the bullshit. And that's why you got people like Al Sharpton and Jesse Jackson. Not that anybody in the black community is really looking at them to be no leader, because I don't, because the leaders are in this room right now. That's what we do. We don't expect them to be the leaders. So I just wanted to say that to anybody, black or white, that's looking to them or has some kind of issue with, why isn't Al Sharpton doing something about this? Well, you know what? He had a statement and he denounced this behavior. But just him saying that ain't enough. Ain't no how Steppin Marcus J. All right, keeping it moving. We're going to get to Scandal and we're going to get to the black man. Hang in there. I got 2 other stories that I want to get to before I get to that. Big Rube, why don't you tell me a little bit about, and I'm getting this from the Boston Globe, not from the Huffington Post, that's why, but I want Big Rube on this one first. Annie Dukin. Annie Dukin is a chemist, a drug analyst, who tampered with evidence and jeopardized tens of thousands of criminal convictions. She was sentenced last Friday to 3 to 5 years in state prison. She ended up on the radar of her superiors because she was getting through her cases too fast. It was like, how the hell is Annie doing all of this stuff so fast? Basically, she was forging signatures. She was fabricating blood samples and all of this kind of stuff, and you got years and years and years that she's doing this, and you got thousands and thousands of cases, something like 40,000 cases that she had her hands on, and all of those have now become tainted because she has been caught lying and fabricating results. She going to jail. You got people saying, I love Annie. You know, you had like 200 people who were released from prison just because of her actions. You know what I'm saying? Like they got set free because of her having her hands on their cases. Never mind that they may have been guilty anyway, but because she is guilty of tampering, 50 of them guys have already been rearrested. But I want to talk about anti-fabricating cases. Big Rube, you're up first. What's up?
Wow, that's a little crazy. But you know, it goes to show how lack of technology in the past has really hurt everything. Because now you got to question everything this woman's done. And, you know, is there really a pattern? There probably isn't. She just felt like doing things to get them done. Or she might have taken some cash on the side. You really don't know. But the biggest thing now is you got to go back and look at every case she's done. And to be perfectly honest with you, you know, she really messed up. And it's jacked up. I feel bad for her, but I don't, because she caused all this herself.
That's why.
Yeah, I definitely don't feel bad with her. It is. I agree with Ruben. That's truly messed up. And how they're going to get, you said like 50 people they've rearrested?
It was 200 that were released, 50 have been rearrested, and over 40,000 cases she had her hands on that they got to go through now. 200 have already been set free.
Can you imagine the amount of time it's going to take to go through and see what she effed up? And then if there are people that you need to go ahead and arrest, can you find them? What the Hades?
What the hell? Diva, what you think about this?
Yeah, I mean, I just feel like it has to be something in it for her, money or fame or whatever it is, but it had to be something.
The article alludes to how she has an overwhelming ambition, and it was ambition that did it for her. It's ambition. So
it probably sounds good that she got all these cases, you know, won or whatever. So.
But it was that ambition that was her. You know, that was you know, the death knell for her, because apparently the fact that she was getting through her work so fast is what got her on the radar of her superiors. It's like, how the hell is Annie getting through all of this when Diva can't do it, SOI can't do it, Ruben really stinks, and Marcus J, he tries to keep up with Annie, but he can't. Annie's great. Why she's so great and everybody else is so far behind her? So that's what got her done it. Ain't no half Steppin Marcus. Yeah, last story we're going to do before we get into Best Man and Scandal is the story of Earl Sampson. I'm sorry, not Earl Simmons. Earl Sampson. I'm getting this from we're not talking about Dark Man X. I'm sorry, Earl Sampson. I'm getting this from MSN.com. Earl Sampson is a black man who was arrested 62 times. I'm getting this from Steven Sykes, by the way. Wow. Mr. LP, who hosts Live in the Radio right here on Legacy Internet Radio every Tuesday from 7 to 9. When Steven sent me this story, I did my homework and found that Earl Sampson was in fact arrested 62 times, questioned 258 times over the last 4 years, searched 100 times, jailed 56 times. And you know, nearly one of the 62 times he got arrested. The fact of the matter is, this dude works there. His employers were the people that really jumped in. Was like, yo, why y'all keep messing with Earl? You know why? Because he keeps getting targeted while he's at work, and he's getting picked on for trespassing. By the way. 207 is the 207 Quick Stop, the convenience store where he works. Alex Sale is the store's owner. As I stated, he was troubled by seeing Sampson, another black man, being stopped, frisked, cited for apparently minor infractions for no other reason than just being around. He installed video cameras to capture the activity. He also told police on multiple occasions that Sampson works for him. Saylor is planning on filing a federal civil rights lawsuit on behalf of Sampson and others he believes have been racially profiled. Never felt they had any problem caused. This is what he said. Sampson said. He told the Miami Herald, they hop out the car, search me before they even ask me my name. We have people shooting, killing, robberies. This is ridiculous that they spend so much time arresting people for trespassing. The paper's calls for emails to the Miami Gardens police chief had not been returned as of publication time. So, Dave, I want you on this one first. You got this dude arrested for trespassing. Apparently, he ain't trespassing because he works there, and his own employer is filing a civil rights lawsuit on his behalf.
Right.
Sounds like a very, very strong case of racial profiling. What do you think?
I assume he doesn't have any uniform or name badge or anything to identify him as an employee there. But that's kind of crazy. So that means anybody else that's hanging out there is being harassed as well.
258 times he's been questioned, 100 times he's been searched, jailed 56, and arrested 62.
Right.
So just because you get arrested don't mean you go to jail, basically. You know, you might get detained or whatever, but those are the numbers.
That's crazy. It's just crazy.
SY, what do you think?
Yeah, I'm just dumbfounded. Well, why would you do that? And what did they say the name of the place that he works for?
It's the 207 Quick Stop in Miami.
Quick Stop? Yeah,
Miami
there is no uniform or ID or anything.
Can I add one more
Sure,
thing?
Diva, what's up?
I think that, other people have probably been harassed in front of that store, and they need to get together and do some kind
some
of
sort of
thing.
class action. That's what that's it. The article kind of alludes to that a little bit.
Yeah,
Big Rube,
that's
what do you
crazy.
think?
I don't have an opinion because it is clear racial profiling.
Mm-hmm.
There's really no other way around it. I mean, I don't even want to talk about it.
No, I can dig it. And, I wouldn't actually bring it up if the numbers weren't so outrageous.
Mm-hmm.
We've seen cases. We've talked to a member of the we talked to two members of the NYPD right here on Aint on Steppin, Marcus J, prior to us creating Legacy Internet Radio. We're on a website we used to be on. I've got personal friends, two of them that are members of the New York City Police Department, where they have a program that the police commissioner as well as the mayor endorse stop and frisk. They actually have a name for it. And so, and both of those parties, one of which was in support of it, two black females, one I've known since high school, one I've known since college. One supported it, one did not, but they both had to do it because it was their job to do it. But I'd be curious to know what their opinions would be of stopping and frisking the same dude and arresting him 62 times in front of his job. That's interesting. Ain't no how stepping with Marcus J. All right, everybody's been waiting for us to talk about Scandal and to talk about the Best Man holiday, and so now we're at that point of the show. I won't give away any of the details of Best Man holiday, but if you have not seen last week's episode of Scandal, I'm not going to tell you to turn away because damn it, I want you to listen to our show. But we are going to talk about a plot twist. In the interest of full disclosure, two of us have watch the show regularly, two of us have not. I won't tell you the dynamic of who watches the show and who does not watch the show. I don't think that it's relevant for the direction that I want to go in. But what I will tell you is I am one of those people who watches the show. I watch Scandal. I've watched it from the beginning. I enjoy the show, but I am struck by what I view as hypocrisy, Diva, and I want you in on this one first. I'm struck by hypocrisy that I find with the show Scandal simply because one of the principal characters, played by Kerry Washington, is a woman called Olivia Pope. Olivia Pope is a single black female who, by all accounts, is in love with the President of the United States. The fact that he's the President of the United States is a minor subplot. The more important subplot is she's a single black female who's in love with a married white man. The angle that I want to take is she's single, he's married, she's black, he's white.
Right. And
people love this show. And the fact that that is the central relationship in the show is a big part of what drives the show. And the fact that they've got this forbidden love that, by most accounts, if you watch the show, they try hard to try to avoid each other, but things just keep bringing them closer and closer to each other. And, the chemistry between Kerry Washington and the fella that plays the president is palpable. It literally jumps off of the screen. If there's anybody who watches the show, you can see that the two actors have the